Hello, hello. I think we are going live. I don't know if you can see yet. No, there's a little bit of a lag, but this is Michael Bourne, and I believe that Cold Fusion or CFML is one of the best platforms for web development. So let's get going. I've got about 60 minutes to give myself to build myself a URL shortener for just whatever I want to use it for. So let me pull up my VS Code. I've got a couple notes here. I grabbed a data source string that I have trouble remembering all the time. And I'm just going to go and start by pulling up CommandBox and installing my favorite framework, ColdBox. So let me widen the screen here and we jump into CommandBox. This is going to take a minute. I'm going to create a couple files. I'm going to, I think I'm going to probably, I'm going to end up using the, one of the ColdBox skeletons. I think probably the super simple skeleton or something, because I could create all those folders and files myself, and I'm just going to wait. So give me a minute for CommandBox to start up. And it's going to take a little bit. Okay, so doing an update check. Very good. Okay. Install ColdBox. So that's going to drop that in a ColdBox folder. I wanted to ColdBox create app and then choose skeleton. I want like the bare bones. Simple, super simple. Excellent. Okay. Good. That should be what I need for that. So let me shorten this window and let me fill out a couple things here. Name. CF shorty. Short, is it short description? Description, summary. URL shortener in CFML. Oh, there's the name there. Slug. I want to be CF shorty. Version, I'm going to start as 001. Location, I'm going to leave alone for now, although technically that's going to point to my Bitbucket. My Bitbucket download location, I believe. So, the zip file. Okay, dependencies, ColdBox, install paths, that's good. I'm going to need to set up a couple things in here when I get it going, because I'm going to want to set up my my database for storing persisting some URLs, but let me just get started by specifying the Lucy server type. Here's my server JSON file. Yeah, and let me get started. So let me do start CF engine equals Lucy at 5.3. Meh. We'll go with latest. Should have tabbed completed. Would have saved a little bit of time. Alright. So we got our CF engine saved. CF shorty. Back this up here. It's pulling up. Get status. There's a lot of new stuff here. Where's my get init? Get ignore. ColdBox, test box, modules, and API docs. Okay, that'll have to be good for now. Excellent. So I've got my very simple skeleton. So I'm gonna, as quickly as possible, I'm gonna try to build out an admin page, admin or manage, which I can use to manage the URLs. So let me set up a really quick Bulma template. cnjs libraries Bulma. Save my history, which is very handy. Ooh, copy link tag. Cool. Layouts main. Description. URL shortener. Come on. Come on. Okay. Okay. Create a manage folder. Create a new view and just do urls.cfm or URL list. Okay. List all URLs to edit or delete. Add new URL button. And we could have a login form, and I'm not going to worry about that right now. Then I'm going to want another view for edit URLs. I almost need this as another folder, and I don't want to do that right now. Edit.cfm. Put form name equals URL. It's going to be weird. Just action equals event.build link. Yeah, I'm just going to have to rename this to URLs for right now. URLs, edit. This one's going to be list. Method equals post. And then the Bulma form design, I think I'm going to want to use the field class. Yep, field class, div class equals field, label class equals label, for equals URL, input type equals text. Actually, HTML5 URL input, isn't that a thing? Yeah, it is. Well, according to W3 schools, which, so have your own opinions on that. Name equals URL. I know ColdFusion is I think that ColdFusion is going to struggle with that if I name this URL, if I have the name of this field as URL. I don't know. I'm just going to call it URL field. Placeholder equals be nice to get some more description in this URL thing. I'm not going to worry about it too much right now. class equals field, input type equals submit, class equals button is dash primary. Excellent. And class equals, how do you do a vertical form in Bulma? So it just does it? Okay. All right. Okay. So add new URL button is going to be a ref equals event.build link urls.add. Class equals button is dash default. What are the button styles? Is dash info. Is dash light. Cool. Add new URL. I'm going to stick this in a div. Class equals buttons. And then down here. Old habits die hard. Alright, tr. Yeah. Doing this the kind of old school way, which is fine. And then put query equals URL data. What do you call this? Well, I'll think about that for a minute or two. URLs.delete. I don't know how that works. Event.build link with a parameter. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Delete. Oh, I also need an edit link in here. Edit. What's a good thing to name a list, a query of URLs? Well, this is a URL shortener called CFShorty. We get a bunch of URLs. They say naming is one of the hardest things in web development, and it pretty much is. I could call it URLs, but that's so generic. URLs can mean a lot of things in a web app. What about URL list or URL data or I don't know. URL table. I'm going to call it URL data. Okay, so this is going to be prc.url data. So prc.url data dot link. Yeah, is that going to be the value? It's just going to be the value of the URL. gonna call it URI, just so it doesn't get confused with that scope. So that field, URI field. Okay. Let me add a new one. I'm going to call it nav.cfm, and I'm going to put this one, this nav, up here. So render view nav, and yeah, no, no, you need this and the CF output, or it's not going to render this. Event.build link. Okay. Add newer URL. Okay. While I'm at it, I'm going to want to do short URI, long URI, because that's really what we've got is the short version and the long version. So I guess that makes that decision easier. Short URI, long, maybe short URL. Those terms are not interchangeable, but I'm going to pretend it is just for the front end's sake, so it'll be a little bit easier to read and see what's going on. So what we save here, where's my edit form? In my edit form is the long URL. And what we end up generating is the short URL. Okay, so far we've got a couple different handler actions we need to create. We've got an add function. And that's going to do event.setView URLs / edit. Add new URL to the list of redirects. Add new URL item. No, show the add URL form. And if we post to this, then we're gonna want to hit a different endpoint. This is going to be our URL handler. Main is going to handle our URL, so I got to create a new handler for this. URLs.cfc component. Okay. Index. Event.setView URLs / index. Let me call that index. Show a big table of URLs. And then what's our thing? URI data equals, and then we're going to query the database. Yeah. Select star from URLs. And in order for this to work, I'm going to have to set up a data source and define it as a default data source. So that's something I've got to take care of in my application.cfc file. But we've kind of went a long way. We've created kind of the basics of the admin forms. We're starting to wire together these different things. I may as well head to our URLs endpoint and see if we can. So we've got, you can see some different padding, different fonts. So we've got our Bulma is loaded in, we go to the URLs, and it's going to say it's not a registered event. So, of course, reinit is not set up with the default config. That's not it. Where's my config? Where's my config? Okay. I gotta create my own config. Okay. Config. ColdBox.cfc component function configure. I don't remember how to set this. You go to ColdBox docs. Where's configuration? How do I set the framework reinit password? You just start with coldbox.cfc because I want to make sure that I just created that file right. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Mandatory configuration method. So what I want to do is coldbox equals. Good. Here we go. Coldbox. Reinit password. Excellent. And I'm going to blank it out for now. Don't recommend setting this in production. But I'm not going to worry about that just at the moment. And I'm going to need to restart because without having that reinit password known, without knowing that reinit password, and it was, I could have pulled it up in the logs, but without knowing that, I can't actually reinit to reload the settings and reload the handlers. So I've got to restart to reinit basically, or to reload my settings. Okay, so URLs. So we're going to go to URLs. We're going to see a data table of the stuff. I'm going to add a new one. That's going to go to URL/add, and I should see a little an edit form to add a new one. I should be able to click submit. And how do I pick up that submit? I may need to do some custom routing on that, and that's okay. Maybe what I do is change this function, this add function, to new. So that I think, I could be wrong, but I think that ColdBox is actually smart enough to call that. No, maybe not. I don't remember. We have conventions here. That's not right. Routing conventions. If I call with a, okay. Whatever, that's okay. All right, so I'll just set up a couple of these then. So I'm gonna leave that as that is. And let me set up a router.cfc file. And I think this might need to be, can this be the only thing in there? I don't know. Application router. Yeah. That should already configure for me. Config router.cfc. Okay, it's a component, it's not an index.cfm file. Okay. Function configure. Set for rewrites true. Set up convention. Yes, okay. And I can grab their comment here. That's fun. And this is also useful here for the router and framework super type. That's good to know because it means I can go back and look at those as an example of what I can use. So route URL/. new dot two. Yeah, it's not exactly what I'm looking for. I want to route that that post method. Routing methods. Thank you. Route pattern target name. Routing to views, routing to handlers, routing to RESTful actions. Yeah. Split the routing according to incoming HTTP verb. Perfect. So that's what I want to do. Dot with action. Is that right? That's right. With action. Get. Post. Put delete. Okay. Get. I'm going to call new URL form, and with post I'm going to call create URL. Good. And then instead of two, I'm going to just do two handler. Good. And I'm going to do the same with the edit route as well. So if it's get, I do edit URL form, and if it's put, I do update URL. Good. So next I'm going to need these functions. Function update URL, event PRC. Actually, yeah, so comments go up here. Change the URL based on ID. Change the URL in the database based on incoming form data. What time we got? Oh, we're 30 minutes over. And when we're done, we're going to call event.relocate. And I'm just going to relocate back to urls.index. Or even just back to URLs. How does that work? And then for the create URL function, we're going to save add new URL to the database. Save to DB. Send back to index list page. Okay. So I've got an index which shows a table. I've got the add form which posts to this create URL form which relocates back to index. Then you can edit. Oh, I'm going to need delete as well. Delete URL. The URL from the database. Okay. All right. All right. That's a good start. Oh, look at that. Okay. Here, that works. URLs. Data source is required. Yes, we're gonna have to set that up. Here's our add form. Our edit form is the same. What about delete? Ooh, doesn't work. Yeah, also doesn't work. Okay, let's set up that data source. I stored this in the README. I'm using an HSQLdb, so that's going to be a flat file database. It can also work with in-memory databases. I don't even know how to actually configure that to work differently. So what I was just going to do would just be using the flat file database type instead of memory database. Let's create that folder, resources, database. I'm going to call this URIs. Let me say this dot data sources. Data source equals URIs, and that should set the default data source to this thing, and it should install the HSQL extension, Lucy extension, and automatically spin up a flat file database in this folder with the name of the data source for that. Table not found in statement, select star from URLs. Cool, so that worked already. That's cool. Okay. Storage. Okay. Next thing I need to do is create that table. I know I'm using horrible practices by not using ORM, but I've got 1 hour. I'm trying to really crank it out quick. Actually, I probably could do this faster with ORM if I knew it well enough. I'm a big fan of Quick. Quick works really well. Quick is very handy, and it is quick. I've also used CBORM. I'm less familiar with it, but I'm getting okay at it. But yeah, Quick lets you do migrations and stuff, so you can basically run any new updates for a database as soon as you do a git pull. You know, git pull and restart the server. You know, there's a lot of stuff built in to Quick, and if you're interested in ORMs for ColdFusion, you should definitely take a look at Quick. There's a lot of handy stuff here. It's built on QB, which is also a project by the same guy, Eric Peterson, a great guy. QB is just an easier way to write SQL using like an object-oriented syntax. So Quick is kind of baked into QB is kind of baked into Quick. Jeez Louise, hey, you're watching again. I missed your question. He says, can you put resources database outside of the web root for security? Absolutely you can. That's probably a good idea. Not something I thought about, but you could even do like / resources database, and that would be local. That would be from this application.cfc that it's run. So it essentially just move the database up outside of your directory tree. So great question, man. For now, I'm going to leave it there, but there's no, I'll put it up above. Let's say CFShortener DB, just move it, oh, yeah, just move it up So what it ends up being is this ends up being a sister path of this CF shorty directory. So I'm going to create my URLs table, create table, URIs, maybe URIs. And I'm pretty sure HSQLdb just works with most standard, what is it, ANSI SQL? But well, I'd refer to it as MySQL syntax, but MySQL is not a direct, similarity with ANSI SQL. Create table URIs, so I'm going to do short URI, short URI, and that's going to be a barchar field. Man, how long can a URL be? I'm going to make it 255. Oh, yeah, for my short one, I'm going to want it to be pretty short, so it's going to be a domain. The domain name, whatever domain name I launched this under, which I don't even know right now, and is plus, like a 6-digit. A 6-digit short random string, but probably I want to keep that domain name out of this table because I don't want to have to mass update to change the table if I go and launch under a different domain name. So it makes sense to just have this be the 6-digit character string. I guess I'll make it 8 for now, but I want it to be not null because that is pretty important, and it's also super important to make it unique, because if it's not unique, it's not gonna shorten URLs right. Honestly, I might as well make it the primary key, and so what we end up doing is just generating our primary key as the short URI. Okay. Next, I want the long URI, which is the thing we redirect to, and that can be pretty long. I'm going to limit it at, what's the theoretical limit of a URL? I'm going to say 255. Whoa, 8. Okay, I guess technically you could put a very long query string in there. Yeah. I'll just make it text. I think that's going to make it a variable field. I could set up a created date, all that fun stuff. Sure. Created date on insert. How does that work? HSQLdb on insert date. How do you do that? Default now. Does that work? I'm gonna guess that works now. Time. Okay, I want created date. Timestamp. Default now. Okay. Excellent. Oh, it's the same name as the data source. Oh well. I can't imagine it'll mess anything up. Attribute data source is required. Attribute DB type is not query. And no default data source is defined. So it's like this my data source thing is not taken full root yet. So let me just stick the script in my on request start. Unexpected token unique. Ooh. Does HSQLdb not understand that? Unique constraint. has a setting to allow only one row with a null. Did I? Wrong data type text. Data types. Come on. Okay, let me just go with nvarchar for this one. Looks like a variable length thing, which probably means it doesn't pad the cell to the length, which is better for efficiency. Come on. HSQL. What version am I using here? Let's see, admin, I don't know, web.cfm. I'm running out of time. Where's my bundle? .8, 0.0. Nice. 2.5.0. So we on Lucy are pretty far behind. Wow. Great. It doesn't say. $2006? Wow. Oh. Okay. Darn. Well. I've got 16 minutes. Can I just get this done? I'm going to start with 1,000 characters for now. Actually, let me install QB. Cool. Good. Query Builder at QB. I installed it. I should be able to use it now. Let me try that. Table not found in state. Select star from URIs. Where's my data source config? Where's my data source config? Table already exists URIs. So why is it not found here? Select star from URIs is double quotes. Yeah, I think that's escaping the table name essentially. I think that's what QB is doing, and I don't think I try hand coding it. So, yeah. From URIs. I can hand code it and it's still gonna give me that. What? Am I wrong? I wonder, oh, you know what? I betcha it doesn't get that. I betcha the HSQLdb does not understand those double quotes as escaping, so thank you. I need to set the correct grammar for this. Where's your grammar? Yeah, there isn't necessarily HSQLdb grammar. Okay, darn. So I'm definitely missing that, and I'm definitely running into issues using HSQLdb, but they're not entirely its fault. So, okay, page views nav.cfm not found. So that's having trouble finding URL/nav. Good. short URL, long URL, action. Perfect. Okay, let me throw in some Bulma table styles here. I got 9 minutes. I'm not doing too great. Table class equals table. Where's my table? Thank you. I should have done it. Class equals table. Perfect. Okay. Width 100%. Thank you. Short URL, long URL. Okay, add new URL. URLs add. The event URLs.new URL form is not a valid event. Well, that's okay. It's because okay. So let's say I want to redirect to I want a nice short URL to redirect to my Twitch page. Let me submit. And it submits to the which page? Let me open my network tab here. Actually, let me go back. Okay. Yeah, so long URI. Did it relocate? Where's my edit form? Okay, PRC.form action. So I'm going to make this a variable, and then I'm going to set it here so that can actually change for each page. Okay. Just going to need to do the same thing for the update URL form. Where's this index list? URLs.edit. Cool. Let me tweak that router, make sure that's right. Edit URL form. Okay, close enough. Edit URL form. I'm supposed to post or put to this URL actually. Yeah. Method. Should probably have two different forms, but honestly, this is you're best off doing this in the front end anyway instead of, you know, through ColdFusion. ColdFusion is really nice for prototyping this quick, but you'd probably be better off doing this in a really nice rendering framework such as Vue. Okay, edit. Why did it submit to edit anyway? Okay, key form action does not exist. Why not? Why did it go to edit? Yeah, that's why. Refresh, submit. Okay, perfect. Request context. Has no function with the name. ColdBox request on, no function with the name. Relocate. Okay, well, that's what I'm missing here. Relocate. Relocate. Is this just a super type framework? So you don't have to call event.relocate. Okay, you just call relocate. Close enough. I was close. Relocate, relocate. Good. So, save to DB, query execute, SQL params. This is not the recommended way to do it, but I've got 4 minutes left, so I don't care. Into URIs, short URI, long URI, and then my parameters. Values. Okay. And that comes from rc.longURI. Let me check that edit form. Yep, that's right. Okay, longURI. Good stuff. SQL type or CF SQL type would be var. Okay, so I need to generate a random 8-digit string. What did I just do? It's a short URL generator. That's the whole point. You want it short. Hash IDs. What? Available in ColdFusion. Well, this is awesome. What? Not right now. So let me do this. Where's box? Install that. Cool. Now let's see where it puts it. I don't remember. Okay, so by default it puts it there. I'd like to put it into modules, but it's actually not a module. So, oh, and that period is going to wreak havoc with this thing. Let me delete, install, and then I'll drop it to Hash IDs. Okay, that works better. No. Okay. Okay. Well, that should work. How do I no hash IDs? This is my fault. I'm over time. I've run out of time. I'm gonna keep working at this though. Let me do this because I don't know exactly how that injection works. Actually, I do know. I do not want that to inject because I think Wirebox is going to cache that over the length of the request, meaning that this is not going to end up being a unique value. So our random 8-digit string equals wirebox.get instance dot init rc.long URI dot encode. What does this mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Interesting. They're decodable? Interesting. Okay. I don't even know if I need a salt. And then you decode using hash IDs. Wonder if the salt is required. We'll find out. Wirebox could not find it. There's an easy way to fix that. Finder. Where is this? Sweet. And it's a broken link. Wirebox.com. Let me fix this link while I'm at it. Yeah, I'll fix it later. Installing Wirebox, configuring Wirebox, binder config properties, mapping. I want to map alias, map path. Okay, so map. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to put yeah. Okay. Okay. With that, I should be able to get instance hash IDs. Excellent. Perfect. Okay. Let's go to the URLs page. Still nothing. Let me add this new URL. Grab my Twitch URL. Submit. Okay, URL data doesn't exist. Well, that's a problem with my this thing. This URI data. Okay, I changed that without telling anybody. Awesome. Okay, let me hit edit. What I want to do is link this edit link to URLs/edit/short URI. And to do that, I'm going to have to pull up the ColdBox docs and look at the build link function. Wow. That's fun. Interesting. Yeah, my short URL did not work for some reason, so I'm calling it wrong. out. Don't be afraid. To do this. And it's an empty string. Do I need that? Salt. What? Division by 0 is not possible. What? Okay. That's not helpful. Let me turn on that custom error template. F custom error template. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is an issue in our dependency. So I give up. I'm going to call it a day. Looks like I lost. I did not finish the URL shortener. That's okay. Maybe I'll finish it next week. Thank you all for watching. If you did, if you didn't, if you're watching on YouTube later on, have a great week.